Right, now, getting back onto some of the other topics now. So again, Caerphilly, very sad about that. But again, a lot of reasons to hope. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest thing, one of the people on the bridge asked me, do you see this going positive? I was like, yeah, I think the future looks bright. I think the future looks bright because people are waking up. People are waking up more and more and more every single day, especially young people. Like I spoke to, there's definitely more and more young minds we need to win. Absolutely. And it's their future. It's their future and the future of the people that they'll bring into this world, hopefully, right? That depend on it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, absolutely. I think things are overall going to trend in a positive direction. We at least seem to have a little bit more time to see what's going on in England and see the changes that they're about to make, because people are getting sick and tired over in England. People are getting radicalized more and more and more every single day, right? Even Postman Pat, which is coming up a little bit later on in the show. And they're being radicalized by things that they see going on elsewhere as well, like we saw in Ireland recently. So I wanted to highlight this, ladies and gentlemen. This was shared on X. Now, I don't like it when I see children being used for, political reasons, right? Don't like it when the left does it, right, especially. And I don't like it when I see, children being used to push political messaging, right? I highlighted it when one of the schools in Wales was using children for pro-refugee propaganda, whether it's for Ukrainians, whether it's for elsewhere, right? I don't think children should be used in that way. I don't think children should be used in that way because they're not able to see it for the political initiative is what it is, all right? In many ways, you could argue they're not able to consent to these things, if you want to look at it that way. But there was a kid at the unrest in Ireland recently. It was City West Hotel, I think it was called, that was spotted wearing a tiger costume, holding a sign saying, "I want to be safe." And she was waving it towards the guard eye as her mum supported her. This could be a child that's, seeing what's going on, seeing just a bunch of strange people turning up and noticing that they're looking at them funny. Noticing that they don't feel safe when they walk home from school. Maybe one of them has followed them and luckily wasn't able to do anything. They're hearing the reports. They're seeing the unrest of their fellow Irish people, the adults around them. Maybe they're just seeing that they want to be a part of that. I don't know. This person, this could have been another piece of children being used for political initiatives by adults, and the child doesn't necessarily know any better. The subject matter may be different. I don't know. Something just doesn't strike me well when you use children in this way for political messaging. So here's the video for you, ladies and gentlemen. Bring it up on screen now.
I want to be safe. Głośniej. I want to be safe. Głośniej. Oh, that's so loud I can do. Okay. I want to be safe.
Apologies about that, ladies and gentlemen, again. But again, you see in there, again, a child in a tiger costume holding up a sign saying, "I want to be safe. I want to be safe." And, mixed feelings about it. Just depends on if the child was being deliberately used for political thing or if it's a organic thing. But again, it's just, if you're going to, criticize, one side for using children as political propaganda, we might say they at least have to exercise scrutiny when it's being done on the other side as well. The government obviously never wants to address the issues. And that's the case in the Ireland atrocity. That's the case of what happened in Ireland. People have been very angry at, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, I believe it's Michael or Michael Martin or Michael Martin, however you say it. He's the, I don't know how to say it. Is it Taoiseach? Is that how you say it? Or Taoiseach? I don't know how to obviously pronounce the Irish stuff. He said, "I strongly condemn the violent disorder that unfolded in City West in Dublin this evening. I pay tribute to the frontline Gardaí who acted courageously and quickly to restore order." His statement, however, was, ladies and gentlemen, was the two lines I just said. The Minister for Justice and Garda Commissioner have briefed me on the operation, and I thank everyone for their work. And Garda Síochána protect us all and have a proud tradition of service to the Irish people. Yeah, I remember that when they were macing teenagers, and they were macing and beating the shit out of teenagers that objected to military-age males being put into their communities en masse. Yeah, I remember that sort of service that the Garda were doing to their communities when they were pepper spraying elderly women with respiratory conditions. Yeah, we remember those public services. There could be no justification for the vile abuse against them or the attempted assaults and attacks on members that will shock all right-thinking people. No mention of the 10-year-old girl that was raped. You wonder why people are angry, ladies and gentlemen. You wonder why people are angry. It's very, very easy to see. They don't like the action that spawned this. They don't like the reaction. Or rather, that's what they don't like. They don't like the reaction. They don't care about the action that spawned it. They don't care about the 10-year-old girl that's had her life ruined. Right? I have to deal with that for the rest of her life, like we saw with the 16-year-old girl from Sweden earlier. They don't care about that. They care about the response. You're not even allowed to be angry about your children being raped anymore when the police won't do anything. The police will continue, in this instance the Garda, will continue to bring unvetted, unwanted, military-aged, migrant males full of testosterone that want to fuck all the white girls and fuck the government into your communities. It will never be theirs. They'll never house them in their own houses or house them next to them in their lovely, polished estates. It'll be for you to deal with. You have to deal with the ramifications of their foreign voting bloc that they brought in without your consent. That's treason. That's treason. And we should go back to the old laws for it. However, many people in Ireland are actually making their thoughts known at the ballot box. With the most popular, they had an election recently, or they were having an election recently. I'm not actually sure where this is. I believe it's Dublin Northwest. I'll bring the image up on screen now. From 24th of October, presidential election of October 24th, right, which was yesterday, I believe. Take a look at this. So as you can see, it's a document, in which case it has the candidate in there. So we have a candidate by the name of Connolly, candidate by the name of Gavin, Humphreys, and then spoiled. Spoiled meaning spoiled ballots. They have a record amount of spoiled ballots in this election, where many people are now saying the most popular option in Ireland at the moment, because they've actually outright barred certain people from running. It's basically a pansy election, right? A patsy election, whatever you want to call it. It's a fake election, basically. The government is deciding purely who can run and who can't. So people are now saying, no, go fuck yourself, by spoiling their ballot. And that's why some people now are saying that the most popular candidate in Ireland at the moment, that's my third voice break in this hour. It's nuts. The most popular candidate in Ireland at the moment is go fuck yourself. And that says a lot. That says a lot. But again, it's people realizing as well, I think, ladies and gentlemen, that the odds of us getting out of this democratically, or odds of us getting out of this, democratically, I suppose, is waning more and more every day. Because there's not much that our ballot counts for anymore. Ever counted in the same way it has in the past anyway. Think about it. You bring in a bunch of people from all across the world and put them in your communities, give them the right to vote. Instantly, the amount of power your vote has matters so much less. Because you have the same vote share. You have the same 100% vote share. But if you have more people, it just means that everyone's vote matters less. So when you have a community of, like, whatever, let's just say 1,000 or whatever, and you just bring in, say, 300 people from elsewhere, you already have a fractured, voter base or vote share. But then instantly everyone else's vote within that community matters less, because then the vote share has to be accounted for by these extra people that have come in. So that's why it's important to note, ladies and gentlemen, why the government are doing what they're doing. They want to devalue your vote. They want to devalue your vote as a step to getting rid of your vote. That's what they want. That's the ultimate end game. and they do not care about anything they have to do to fulfill that aim. If you enjoyed that clip, then make sure to go on over to the Voice of the Valleys X page at VOT_Valleys on X. We're also on Instagram at Voice of the Valleys. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon. Godspeed.